Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we talk about all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss Robinhood's massive earnings report on the back of crypto revenue. We're going to talk about some news coming out of the L2s as Mega ETH and Story Protocol both make waves yesterday and this morning. We're going to talk about a potential meme coin to watch out for today as CZ engages with the meme coin trenches. Before we kick things off, we want to let you know this show is brought to you in partnership with Gemini. When we saw some other companies out there slacking on Solana coverage, taking a ton of time to send it out, and having general issues all over the place, we said, you know what, we got to partner with one of the ones that's legit in the Solana community, and that's Gemini. Gemini is a safe and secure way to trade your crypto. They provide custody not only to degens like us, but to financial asset managers and top ETFs. All assets are backed one-to-one by crypto holdings, so you know you're safe. You are not going to get rug pulled. And you know what? They're legit in America. They're where our company stores our crypto. They're where we hold it. They're where we trade. So yeah, I mean, where America buys, sells, and stores crypto, that's Gemini. If you want to get $20, you can get it multiple different ways. Just got to trade $100. You can use the different partner links we have. We're scrolling across the bottom for PO here, Gemini.com/partners/PO. You can also use /easy or /choose rich. PO gets you Bitcoin, Easy gets you Bonk, Nick gets you Solana. You can also use their codes when you're signing up. Easy20 gets you the Bonk, PO20 gets you the Bitcoin, and just choose rich gets you the Solana. Love Gemini. Love to partner with them. Love that they are backing and supporting Solana as opposed to some others out there. But yeah, thanks a lot. Big shout out to Gemini and big shout out to Kix for joining me this morning on a Thursday show. We're killing it. We're rocking and rolling 3 days without the crew. I'm ready to party today. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty good. Getting over this cold, which, you know, in my opinion, getting sick is just like part of the cycle of life. And when you come back out, like when you have a couple of days of not feeling great and you come back out the other side, it's like you have that new bet on life. You know, you're just like, oh man, like normal feels phenomenal. So I'm really excited for today and tomorrow just to kick ass at all things.
Yeah, love to hear that. A little bit of perspective there. Getting the cold is almost like shedding off an old layer of yourself and you come out emerged and fresh and new.
Yeah, molting. Yeah,
you're basically molting at this point. We got a lot to talk about. Maybe we'll just kick it right away with the weather report, and then we'll jump into what's going on here.
Nah, that's a terrible idea. We definitely should have started out that way. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, February 13th. It's the day before Valentine's Day. So if you are a male in a relationship, you're fucked now. If you're trying to get a reservation, you can still get flowers and chocolate. Figure it out, okay? Don't ruin this. Looking at the crypto roundup, majors up slightly with Bitcoin at 96K, Ethereum at 2650, and Solana at 191. Over the past 24 hours, Ethereum rallied a little bit, just a little bit, as the CBOE filed an amendment for the 21 shares Ethereum ETF to allow staking. This is the first filing to allow Ethereum staking, and the deadline on approval will likely be late October 2025. You know, why not get a little 2.5% yield? You know, why not? Let the boomers get that. Next up, Robinhood beat their earnings estimates yesterday on the back of a 700% increase in crypto revenue. Their earnings per share came in 2x over the 50-cent estimate, and the Hood stock is up 14% in pre-market trading. Finally, we have some news on the L2 side, as Mega ETH sold out 5,000 Fluffle NFTs at 1 ETH each. Story Protocol launched this morning and claims for their IP token went live. IP is currently trading at a 1.9 billion FTV. You love to see it. Well, that's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kix. Story Protocol. So this is EVM compatible, 1.9 billion FTV right now. It was super simple to get in there and claim this airdrop and decentralize the governance rights of the IP token. So the IP token is live. It's what you can claim. I think there was some wallet history involved and also people who talked about whatever on the timeline through Kaido. Kaido Yapper's got an allocation here. So if you signed up for Kaido, which we've been talking about, You got a little stimmy here. I got 200 of these tokens. I'm not sure exactly for what. It didn't like break it down, but it could have been just for talking on the timeline. So continue to watch out for that sort of alpha. The IP token is used for governance. You can stake it to secure the network. It's used for gas on the Story L2. So it's a gas token as well. Opened up just under $3. It's been down pretty much only and seems to have like kind of leveled off at this $1.80, $1.90 mark right now. Crazy to see though, like 480 million market cap, 1.9 FDV. Is this just because people like don't know this exists and haven't claimed yet? Like, is it, or do people believe in this? Because I've heard of Story Protocol. Basically, they're launching like an IPL2, but I haven't like really seen anybody talk about it or talk about getting involved. What are your thoughts here on this overall kick? Like, is this just silly? Is this something that you just don't know?
This is why everyone went to trade Memecoin Trenches, because yeah, there's scams and frauds and insider trading there, but at least it's not as dumb as this. Story Protocol, 400 million circulating. What the fuck are we even talking about here, dude? Literally, like, I mean, who built this? Who built it? Why did they build this, dude? On their website, AI runs an IP. Story makes IP programmable. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about here, dude? You know what I mean? They should have launched this in 2021 when NFTs are around. Would have made a lot more sense. I swear to God, dude, it's like they wrote this thing. They made this blockchain before AI was hot. And then they were just like, oh shit, we got to get some AI shit in here. Let's get some AI. Like, AI is hot right now. IP, AI, right? They're both two letters, right? They both have A in it. Or sorry, I in it. Let's run with this.
Oh, we got Memecoin. 5,000 frocks shaping the town hall of Story. Memecoin is the first anime-inspired frock collection co-created by the Story community and partners across gaming, AI, and IP-Fi. So we have the intersection of AI and IP-Fi right now, I think, is this the new meta?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times you just get a great marketing team. This looks like a great marketing team. And just what we needed, another blockchain. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bash this because I just don't know enough about it, but
oh, I'm fine bashing it.
I'm
not saying bad things about the people. You know what I mean? I'm not like saying the founder is a fraudster. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, like, what are we really talking about here? Like, IP, a blockchain for IP. Like, you can, like, what I don't understand. Like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? That's like saying a blockchain for restaurants. Like, okay, like, you can spin a story around it. Do we need it? Like, does it make sense? I don't know. Look at these guys. Yeah, no, never mind. Actually, okay, now that I see this, no, it makes sense. We do need this blockchain. Can you enhance one of those images?
These are globkins. This is globkin.
Okay, I take everything I said back. We do need Story Protocol because we need to make sure that this thing is protected from AI.
So I'm looking, for anyone just listening, I'm looking at the color marketplace on the Story Protocol. It's an NFT marketplace. Already a number of collections here. We're looking at the Globkins collection. What also looks interesting here? AI cows. We have AI cows, no listings found, so that's bullish, right? No one's selling.
That's super fucking bullish, dude.
We got Story Bar.
So I should have had my wallet hooked up to Yaps this whole time, huh?
Oh no, it's not hooked up.
Huh?
Yeah, it's not. You're not hooked up.
I am now.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one.
What, I would have gotten $400.
Maybe. I don't know what I got for like previous wallet activity or for this. I can send you the claim link. You might even have it for like OG wallet activity, because I haven't really talked about Story Protocol very much on the timeline. Outside
very much. You've talked about these guys before.
I've talked about
you a fucking whore. You just a fucking timeline whore.
No, I mean it's news. Like, it's somewhat new. Like okay, the Story Protocol announced they're launching an L2. Like, that's news. I report news.
Oh, sorry. You report news, Ray. You're a news reporter.
That's what I do. I'm a news reporter. I report the news. If there's news out there, people need to hear it. This was news. Obviously, it's news if people can claim $400. So I'm out here providing the degens with what they need to know.
Hey, ladies and Ron Burgundy here.
All right, so pivoting here, I minted one of these Mega ETH NFTs yesterday, and I saw a lot of clamor on the timeline. People being like, "Oh, you're paying an ETH. You're not going to get anything. They're not going to TGE until like late 2025, if even then. Soulbound NFT, people got them for free. Lots of FUD on the timeline, but if this thing opens up at a $1.9 billion market cap, that's a free 4x on investment from this one ETH.
Yeah, Story Protocol did it. Why
So-
can't Mega ETH? They have the name. They have the name of a $200+ billion company in their name, and then they put Mega in front of it, so it could be even bigger. But in all seriousness, I don't think it was bad at all to take a swing at this. Because if you think about it, really what it is it's a option trade on the team's ability to launch this at a good time.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a bad bet to make at all, right? Because it's, if you look like percentage wise, it seems like, you know, they're giving away a decent percentage to these little bunny rabbits. So it's really just like a, hey, do I think this team is good enough to time this release? You know what I mean? At a frothy time in the market. So I think it's a decent bet. You're also like giving one of your ETHs away for another token, which is also potentially bullish.
Yeah, so there's two things there. A, I'm not going to gamble that ETH away. It was just ETH that I was sitting in my wallet. So it's like a bet that is it going to be worth more ETH when it's time to launch than ETH is. So like ETH goes up, it's probably bullish for this. ETH goes down, maybe it's worth more in terms of ETH, you know. So an interesting bet. Number of people on the timeline talking about this. Beanie fudding them pretty hard for having issues during their mint. They needed to go to a queue system. It was down. As somebody who was minting, it was frustrating for about 2 minutes, and then I minted it and it was done. And he's like, how can you build a instant speed 10,000 TPX blockchain if you can't even do an NFT mint? And I think that's like a weird thing to do, because like, this isn't the chain, this is just the mint. It's a fundraise. Like, how much are you going to invest in the infrastructure behind something that's not even related to your chain? So like, I thought that was a weird take for
yeah. It's kind of like being like, you know, you're a pro baseball player, why can't you hit a home run every single fucking time? You're trash. You know what I mean? And then you look and you're saying that's who's Barry Bonds, and then
no, it's like, yeah, why can't you dunk a basketball if you're a pro baseball player, essentially?
Yeah.
Almost like
100%. Yeah. I don't think that kind of stuff matters at all. Once again, but he's a competition to you. He's a news reporter. You know what I mean? So he's out there trying to report the news. Sometimes news reporters spin it. You're a very ethical news reporter.
He's not a news reporter. He's a
TMZ reporter.
He's a marketer. Beanie's a marketer.
Marketer. Yeah,
he's a marketer.
I agree with that.
He markets for things that he invests in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's very good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm up really nicely. I was going to share this. Moving
shitcoin trading.
The CZ, drama. I don't know if you saw this yesterday. So on the timeline, CZ mentioned something about his dog.
Yep.
And he was like, eventually it came down to like, he was like asking questions like, here's his tweet after being asked about like for the name and photo of his dog. He says, honest newbie question, how's it work? I share my dog's name and picture, and then people create meme coins. How do you know which one is official, or does that even matter? And then he responded saying, got answers now. Pretty interesting how things work. We'll mull it over for a day or so, as usual for big decisions. Respect his privacy or dox the dog for the cause. Oh well, might even interact with a couple of the memes on BNB chain. So he knows.
Great marketer, but who fucking believes this? Like, scroll up, like that first tweet.
This one?
Yeah. Or, no.
Oh no, the one where he's saying like, how? Yeah, I'm a newbie.
Yeah, like come on, like what you know? Oh hey, God, wow, this is fun. How do these meme coin things work? Like, do I pick an image? Do you guys pick an image? Do we all like kind of pick a name together? Like, how's this work, guys? This is so fun. I've never done something like this before. Okay.
So
okay.
I was following yesterday. I got burned on a couple. I was like making some speculations. So based on my initial research, because I report the news, I saw that there was an old Binance dog named Cleo that was posted that looks to be the same breed that CZ mentioned that his dog was. There was also a dog named Perry. And then I don't know what this Brownie thing is. I'm going to be sharing my screen here. But there's Brownie tickers that are involving his dog that have been circulating on BNB. So a lot of the meme coin trading for these dogs has been like taking place on BNB. There's been a ton of volume on these. Basically, top volume has all been dogs, like speculated dogs, Cleo, Perry, and Brownie. this morning before the show, I knew I was going to talk about, so I wanted to take some speculation on some of these, and I bought Brownie right before we went live on Sol. This thing is 2x since I bought it. I also bought Perry on Sol, the leading Perry token. This one's basically even on essentially just like a hedge bet that he releases the names, and it's one of these two. There are some Cleos. I lost on a Clio yesterday, but there aren't any that like look.
This is what I love about Solana, though. It's like, you know, oh, another chain's doing something. Fuck that. Like, let's just launch it on Solana because we're all tooled for Solana. I personally love that. Yeah, so someone in the Outsiders Discord joked around, Brandon Doyle. He was like, should we launch Perry on Sol? And like, I was like, actually, like, yeah, probably. Like,
yeah. Somebody. The other reason I bought Brownie is somebody mentioned that, like it's something like in Asian culture to name your dog after food. And I was like, well, Brownie, that makes a ton of sense. That's a food.
There's some jokes I won't say about that. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I think the BNB stuff is like, whatever. I'm sure they'll be able to keep the BNB narrative interesting for another 2 weeks. I've seen this like 9 times since I've been in crypto. It's like, oh, it's BNB season. By the time you're hearing that, you're fucking late. But yeah, go have fun with that. I'm sure CZ is just, you know, he doesn't want to make any money off you guys, dude. He's completely ethical. This is like BNB is like a charity. He's never launched a meme coin before. He doesn't know what a meme coin is. He's a little bit nervous. He's a little bit shy. It's his first meme coin date. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I know some people cooked on that test token that went to 500 million. Yeah, also, yeah. Oh, guys, we didn't buy any of this. We just found this. Like, I'm just gonna share it. I'm just gonna share it. What's gonna happen if I share it? Oh, it goes from 3 to 500 million. Oh, wow. What happened, guys? That's this guy taking lessons from Frank. Just kidding, Frank. I know you're getting a little, you know, wrecked on the timeline. So I don't like to beat someone when they're down. Just making a little joke.
Well, I heard Frank bundled $1 million worth of the test token and then tweeted about it and sold at the top. But the play here, like, honestly, the play here, if like you were smart, I mean, smart and a degen and risky, was just like 20x leverage long the BNB token when he started mentioning he's going to drop a dog information and trade it on BNB, because this thing's up 20% on the week, up 10% on the day. Just BNB over 700 bucks now, almost 100 billion FDV. Yeah, that test token, like I said, I report the news, and I reported that one without buying it all the way up from like 0. Like it was like 2 million when I first started talking about the test token and like how it like ran, and then it ran all the way up to I think 400 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, 400 mil, now sitting at 137. That was a wild one. I put some money over to BNB because I haven't played with BNB since I bought SafeMoon in, what was that, 2001? Or sorry, 2011 or 17? Was SafeMoon 2017?
21.
Was it 21? No, SafeMoon was before 21. SafeMoon was the previous cycle. That was 17.
I thought that's the one day Portnoy shelled.
Right. I think he shelled it in 17. Right? Or am I wrong?
Not. I didn't even know that guy existed in 2017. No. SafeMoon came out in 2021.
When did SafeMoon start? March 21. Okay.
God, it's okay. Once you have a kid, timelines kind of compress and stuff like that. I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like last cycle at all. I guess Ripple was the previous cycle. Is that what it was? Ripple?
Sure. I don't know.
17 was Ripple. That was the one that got it before. Okay. So I'll be watching for that today. CZ's dog going live on the timeline. I'm sure stuff is going to rip. If you get in early and you find the one that wins the PvP, you'll probably win. But otherwise, you're probably just going to get wrecked on average on this, would be my guess. But that's one I'm be watching.
Yeah.
Quick detour here. I know you're a golfer. I enjoy some golf too. You remember LinksDAO?
Yeah, I did. I saw some stuff. They bought a golf course, dude, in the United States.
Yeah. Yep. They're going to redo a Donald Ross designed golf course. I don't know. I mean, do they still have money from Mint? Is that what's going on here? Or are they get out of here? Or are they raising money elsewhere at this point? But they're doing like a very large revamp on this golf course. Let me find the dollar number. $30 million plan to revamp this old golf course in Kansas City. And then Mike Dudas also teased a a Links
Links
token.
token.
Yeah. So interesting stuff coming from LinksDAO. I believe their NFTs are up on the day and the week. We'll pull up Blur real quick to take a look here. It's cool to see like some of these like older NFT projects.
Yeah, what's wild is because I was looking at this like when he announced Links because I didn't want to be a top blaster, so I saw him at 0.23 and I was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
And looks like I was right. That would have been a top blast, but you could have gotten these things at 0.003 at like the Pico bottom. So there were some people cooking on it last night, but you know, people are really enthusiastic to sell into the news event when you see the floor at 0.23 and you see a guy slamming wrapped ETH offers at 12. He's like, I'll take that, and I'll take that, and I'll take that, and I'll take that. But yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't raise that much money off of LinksDAO. They're definitely not just spot buying the $30 million property. So my guess would be that they're like probably buying this property through some sort of like separate LLC or something like that. And like LinksDAO members will just get benefits to the course.
That makes sense.
That would probably make the most sense. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Also Kansas City, you know, Patrick Mahomes, get him there as a member. But yeah, that's cool. I always really liked LinksDAO, and I like Mike Dudas a lot too. And yeah, I think there's been a lot of benefits. Like that's one of those. Like, is Gary Vee's sushi restaurant even open?
Yeah, I ate there with the team. We had a meal. Yeah, it's a really nice. Good? It's a really nice. Yeah, very good food. Really nice restaurant.
That's awesome. Because I was going to say that like
games there too. Like we saw like a couple people. Like there was like an NBA player there. There was
sick.
Like an ESPN reporter there, I believe. So like we saw.
That's just how my ADD brain works. So I was like, what was that other fly? Yeah, Flyfish. Cool. How's that going? Like I think LinksDAO. Like if you held it, you could have gotten your money back just in like rewards and activations and stuff like that over the last couple of years, and then you could probably get the Links token too. And it'll be on Solana. Mike Dudas is a big Solana guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do we still care what Portnoy's buying when he buys stuff?
I personally don't, but I'm sure other people do.
He just purchased another token.
Pull it up.
Live. RUGSIES. It's pointing at a tweet he made. See, look at this. This Barstool Insider wallet seems like a Barstool Insider wallet, huh? Front ran.
See, that's sketchy. And I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Continues to prove our point that we found this wallet. If you want this wallet, jump in the Bodogas Discord. We'll give it to you. It is front run Portnoy on a number of occasions, including this token here. Sold at the top for 11K. Portnoy continues to buy this one. This is RUGSIES. It looks like it's pointing to Trencher Mobile Office, and it's like a RUGSIES We Clean Area Rugs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna comment further. I'm sure they got some good lawyers.
Yeah. Portnoy, the number 3 holder here. Top traders on this token. Number 20 is this front running wallet that we
Hank Tank says that wallet bought when Dave said he was going to buy RUGSIES.
Okay. Okay, that makes a little more sense then.
Yeah, because he bought the like when this shows it, it means they bought the candle before, right? So it already had pumped.
Yeah.
So in fairness, he did catch it after a pump. So he's just, instead of an insider wallet, he may just be I'm tracking the fuck out of what Dave's doing wallet.
Yeah. Oh, so interesting. So Dave talked about this insider wallet. Oh, that's
no. I think you saying Portnoy was talking for over.
Oh, okay.
So if you see, there's like that 30-second. There's like 2 30-second wicks.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So this guy bought halfway through.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought they were talking about like Portnoy was talking about a potential insider wallet.
I think that's pretty funny though. Like that van,
the running guy.
No, just RUGSIES. It's just a van called RUGSIES. Like it's a cleaning service called RUGSIES.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I just wanted to just do a quick.
Portnoy couldn't find the token. Oh my god, dude! If you just think about this, okay, so like Portnoy is like talking about this, and he's like, "This is funny," then someone else is creating the coin and bundling it or whatever, and then Portnoy's like, oh, there's the coin. Yeah, there's what I was talking about, and like buying it, meaning that it's just my point being is that Dave could not intentionally just be buying shit that's just like, set up as the bundle farm. You know what I mean? Off of his like tweet. He's like, oh, this would be a funny meme coin. Someone launches it, bundles the fuck out of it, and then he's like, oh, look, the meme coin idea launched, and I'm gonna buy it. I don't think he knows maybe the meat behind the like the full how the sausage is made with these things.
I mean, they all have the same exact pattern essentially for when they all look like this. Like every single one of these looks like this. Like they're dead. They are dead before he decides to buy it.
Like how long was that out?
Yeah, like
they're like was out for a while. Oh, no.
Yeah, no. So like it ran up to 190 and then died completely. Like died completely as in like 6K. Like, why are you holding this?
I mean, if anything, that's like a CTO. It's better for a coin to do that.
Yeah. So like almost every coin that he buys and like trades
looks like that.
Looks like this flatline dead, and then
so he's like a necromancer. He just resurrects dead coins.
Yeah, that have launched like the day before or like earlier that day that have died. That like and then the other prerequisite is like they send it to him so that he sees it in his wallet because like. That makes the most sense. Like if you're Dave and you don't know what you're doing, like and you're pasting contract addresses, that doesn't make a ton of sense. But if you're in Phantom, you're like, okay, this coin's funny. I click on it. I can sell it or buy it. And you can just like flip it around and then buy it. So like, I think
he mentioned pump fund when he's talking about trading. I think this guy is just trading in the pump fund terminal.
I don't think
he's not even using nah.
I think
you think he's using like Photon or something?
Phantom.
Or Phantom?
He's Phantom on his phone. Is straight what he's doing.
Okay.
I think that's what he's doing. I don't think he's at that level of like tech / degen at this point. I bought some Jailstool yesterday. I'm holding some of that.
Nice. What's that at?
I think it's at like 75.
Nice.
72.
My golf buddy's in on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he talked yesterday. He might airdrop his new token to holders. So it's kind of like a hedge against a new token too. Like otherwise it crashes. But if you get allocation to the new token as well, it's kind of like a hedge on the downside. And then if he doesn't decide to launch a token, you're kind of asymmetrical to the upside on that.
Yeah, it's like buying an NFT that's going to get an airdrop. The NFT is going to re-rate down if there is an airdrop, but you're hoping the sum of all parts.
Yep. That's my thought there. As that saga continues, let's talk about some boring stuff now. ETH ETF staking went live. ETH outperforms the majors. I don't know how much of a effect this is going to have outside of just the initial news. I mean, are people going to be flooding in to get the extra yield on ETH in these? Like, is that going to make this more attractive than say the Bitcoin ETF and increases flows? And it's something that might not get approved until October. So
yeah, it's probably like a cherry on top. You know what I mean? Like you have to want to hold ETH or want to buy ETH, right? I don't think this like turns people that don't want to buy ETH and they're like, oh, 3% yield on a speculative asset. Like now I'm all in. But it's a nice little cherry on top. You know what I mean? And I do think it just makes things like, I think the issue with the ETFs is it just makes things like, it reduces the chance that some of this stuff flows on chain for some people. But I guess maybe stuff like what World Liberty Financial is doing will help get some people on chain, institutional money on chain, which I think is important. My point being is like in like 2021, like, if someone was buying stuff in Coinbase, they're like just one leap away from getting that on chain, right? Versus if you're an ETF, I'd say there's no chance you're coming on chain. But yeah, I think it's cool.
Looking at ETF inflows, we've seen $3.1 billion total dollars of ETF inflows. We had a record of 307 million just 9 days ago on February 4th. Generally, these are inflows or outflows in the 8-figure range daily. They're a fraction of the Bitcoin inflows / outflows, where you're seeing like 9 figures on a daily basis. I think we may see this increase, but again, we've talked about it before. There are a number of ETFs coming out, and people are going to be able to pick their spot on the risk curve Ethereum might be in that weird spot where it's like not the safe option like Bitcoin, but not like the high upside as like a Doge and XRP as Solana. So it'll be interesting to watch out. One to talk about those ETH ETFs as ETH outperformed on the day on the news. Other macro news, we saw Trump's reciprocal tariffs. They're going to be going live today. Do you think this trade war kicks potentially messes around with macro in a way that like you're worried about, or do you think that this is kind of just like a scare the markets type deal and we'll be just fine?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I think that there's a lot of different things happening in like uncertainty in the first quarter or two of like Trump being in office, meaning that like, trying to cut some of the unofficial stimulus that the federal government was doing, right? Tariffs causing choppiness, da 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 da. Like I would not be surprised to see downward chop for a period of time. But I think like if all of these things end up being net bullish for the economy, then on a longer term horizon, it could be good. I mean, but who the fuck knows? We're definitely chopping. That's all we can say with accuracy. Some guys in the Outsiders chat followed this trader called Vivian, and she's basically been saying that like she thinks that going into early March is like bearish, and then like after that we have like really good long setups. And I could definitely see it playing out that way. And I do think that could make sense, that we get just some negative flushes out, but then that sets us up like kind of like on a springboard to go to the next levels up. I think that's certainly possible as well. I'm holding my Bitcoin. I'm super happy to hold my Bitcoin. I still have some ETH. I still have some of my Sol bag. I think Sol is the most interesting thing to talk about, right? I think Bitcoin has really strong institutional flows. So even if it like goes to like, I think it's like upsides are going to be slower just because of how big it is, right? But I think its downsides could also get absorbed more by institutional flows. I think Solana is in an interesting situation because I think like a lot of the great stuff that has happened on Solana this cycle has kind of been priced in to a sense. And I know there's like big unlocks happening in February. So I think that's like an interesting thing to watch. Like it's been the leader this entire cycle. Does it kind of work its way through this and resume being a leader? Or have we seen kind of the big move has already happened and you're just going to see this being like a lagging performer for the rest of the cycle? Easy's even said stuff to like that effect, like not in a bearish standpoint, but he's just more said like in a realistic standpoint, like a lot of people had an opportunity to get into this at like 20, a lot of people had an opportunity to get into this at like 70 or 80, even if you were relatively late, right? There's been a lot of money made longing Solana, and maybe the better trades are elsewhere.
I'll tell you what, this setup here for Solana looks a lot like Bitcoin did when it double topped in 21.
Yeah.
So like, look at that setup, and here's the Bitcoin double top in 21.
Yeah.
Like that's really close to what we saw. See with Solana right now. So that,
yeah, totally. And like it double topped off of like major catalysts, right? Like the Trump coin dropping and like Memecoin pump fund season, like just going bananas. So yeah, I think that's an interesting one because like a lot of people in the market that have like quote unquote had a good cycle because they caught the Solana trade, right? And that may no longer be like the winning trade for the next year or two. So I think that's an interesting thing to kind of keep tabs on.
Yep. Breaking news this morning. Missed this one right when we started.
Ooh, OpenSea. Oh, shiny token. Quite a shiny token. Looks like a portal.
It looks nice. C is coming. Here are a few things to know. Historical OpenSea uses, not just recent activity, will be an important ingredient. Claim process will be simple and accessible. US users welcome. We're focused on long-term sustainability and supporting a healthy, enduring community. No details on timing yet. We're taking the learnings from the space and getting it right. And I'll tell you what, they have been taking the learnings from the space, leaking out information to see how the market's going to react to it. When Easy initially tweeted that he heard that historical usage wasn't going to be used, that caused a huge panic on the timeline. Earlier this week, when the US user ban came out and the VPN ban came out, that caused a huge kerfluffle on the timeline. People giving them feedback in live time, and you know what? Now it seems like they've gotten it right here.
It's kind of smart, actually. From like a strategical standpoint, like let's leak out some like possible things we could do and see what people really hate, and then like not do those things, and then people are gonna like love us when we don't do these things. Like it's actually kind of genius in a sense. They may not have intentionally been doing it, and it may have just worked out that way, but who cares?
Yeah. So that's one to watch for. Historical OpenSea usage being taken into account is great. I think I'm like a top 200 or 300 OpenSea user from my 2021 cycle. So love to see that. Would love some money from them. It's going to take I don't know, when do you launch that? I think they're just going to sit on this forever until there's another NFT season, essentially. And then it's going to launch. But I don't even know if that's going to happen. So that's tough to see.
Yeah, I got no read.
I've got a lot of tokens to talk about today. A lot of tokens of note. Some I'm in, some I'm actually, am I in any of these tokens? I'm not in any of these tokens.
AVAX. These like biggest runners over the last 24 hours.
Runners and new coins. So AVAX, we had the Wink token presale. Holders get their token live. I believe at the current price, that's at 57 million people. There's two different allocation levels. The bottom allocation, I think, was something like 10K or 15K worth they got for their AVAX. And then the top tier is like almost worth, I think, 40 to 50K. So people absolutely printed on this. These new Avalanche pre-sales have been cooking. This one was good. Ket is a $200 million meme coin on Avalanche. We saw some other runners on the day on Avalanche as well. Let me pull up my Avalanche watch list here. Pharaoh, the FAR token, which is the one of the dexes and launch pads, is up 69% of the day to 10.8 million. We also saw Kak Inu up big on the day, up 26%. This is probably like the oldest meme coin, or like the oldest memorable meme coin on Avalanche. This one peaked at 450 million. So we're seeing some action on Avalanche. A decent amount of new drops are succeeding over there. So interesting playground to play around with. They're really supporting these meme coin drops, and there aren't many options to choose from. So liquidity kind of doesn't have that large cycle. So this is an interesting one for sure. I don't know if you've played around on Avalanche at all or have any interest here, Kicks.
That's cool. I played around with it a decent amount in 2023, 2024 with like subnets and stuff like that, but not so much on the main net. But it's cool to see, and I think it's cool to see that the AVAX Foundation is really trying to support these teams and trying to get more activity on mainnet. I think that's really cool of them.
Damn, I didn't realize the Ket token ran this hot. Almost 300 million now for this Ket token. This thing, I think Clemente was in a pre-sale for this and sold his complete bag by 25 million.
Oof.
I think there's I wonder if it even shows up. I think so. They have a shame board.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's see
sellers. Let's see if I can find Clemente here. Yeah, so he sent 98% of his bag he sold. I mean, he did make a nice bag on this. 18K here, but initial 662,678. Let's see what that would be worth at today's prices. And apologies in advance, Clemente, for doing this. I'm sure this is going to be a fun number. 668K times 29 cents is $193,000 worth of Ket you would hold. Have you held all of your bag? So absolutely wild. They definitely do have more of a hold mentality, and they do do funny things like that. This sell and shame board, which is pretty funny. Some people, this person lost money on this somehow. So this is a pretty fun mechanic for Ket. to see like who is actually holding these airdrops.
Yeah,
I
that's
think if
funny.
you're holding these tokens and you're holding these airdrops, you get like future like consideration for like the next one because they're like looking at on-chain activity. I think we saw that for the Wink pre-sale. So if these continue to cook, could be interesting. Definitely looking at that there. On the Solana side, I don't know much about this, but I did see Full Send, a token that's pretty old, getting a ton of activity. I saw Frank on the timeline. Like there was some drama, people saying that he like had bundled wallets, and he was like, "All right, I bought the token at the Pico top, and then got wrecked, and now I go on the timeline, and people are saying I bundled farmed this for millions of dollars." I don't know if I believe the timeline on that one, but this one ran last night. This is an old token. And old, I mean, like it was released 3 days ago. Pumped yesterday, early in the day to 17 mil, retraced down to 4, and then sent overnight to almost 80 million. Retraced
What's the story behind this?
I don't know. So was this like one of the Full Send guys, like the Full Send community? I don't know if they're trying to say this is like the Full Send token, or like someone like alluded that it could have been. I don't know the story behind this, honestly. I just saw that it was running, and I wanted to at least look into it to see, like, or at least to make it known that this was a token that moved yesterday.
Yeah, I saw some of that stuff on the timeline too.
Yeah, so that's another runner from yesterday. I can't give more details, unfortunately, but just one to watch out for. Probably, dead at this point.
Yeah, I think you know, not enough people probably appreciate, like, you know, you can just trade from a wallet no one knows about if you don't want, you know, drama around you trading from a public wallet.
Right.
Yeah, like if you can, if Frank can make $3 million every 4 months, right? Like, why just do it from other wallets, dude, and just be like a quiet, super rich person? It's probably worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? If you're such a good trader that you can make 3 million in 4 months, they just say, why do I give a fuck about fame? You know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to be a celebrity. Celebrities are generally not happy people, dude. You want to be the quiet guy with like ripped up jeans driving a pickup truck, and you're worth $30 million from trading coins. Like, that seems like a chill life.
Yeah, I think also, like, Frank does, like, well, he might not be malicious in this. I think that Frank can support coins when he buys them. So, like, seeing Frank buys now that he's becoming more profitable, like, are like giving people like confidence in that token, if that makes sense. So it could be a token. I mean, everything's worth nothing. Like, starting out saying like 99.9% of things are worth nothing. It's just really sentiment. And if he's buying tokens and increasing sentiment, he can like send them to that necessary level to where they take off, if that makes sense. People aren't like aping into Frank buys like afterwards and giga sending it like they are for Portnoy, where he's like just copy trading. But him buying repeatedly on a coin, showing conviction, provides like a level of confidence in that token that can send it to the next leg. So it's like, I mean, I wouldn't call it pump and dumping, but like it is to like a slow pump and dump to an extent. But you don't see Frank like clipping these, having copy traders, and then selling on their heads immediately, unless he's doing it with like hidden bundled wallets.
Yeah, I mean, I did see him buy a 7K market cap coin and sell it 35 seconds later for 9K profits. I mean, I do think he's
okay. Yeah. I mean,
I think he's occasionally. I think he's occasionally like, I'm just gonna fucking print off of this. Hey, dude, he can do whatever he wants, man. I don't care. I'm just personally saying, like, hey, if you don't want a bunch of people getting all paranoid with what you're doing and shit, and you can print millions of dollars every couple of months, then why deal with the drama, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is kind of an example of that to an extent. He bought a 60K coin, sold for a loss. Baltimore, but like I'm just not seeing like, I mean, I guess if it's like a sub 10, like a sub pre-graduation token, I just don't see him do that very much.
Yeah, I just saw it once and I thought it was funny. I'm not saying he's doing it all the time or anything like that. I have no opinion on him trading or what he's doing other than he's up like $3 million. So it's like, bro, if you're up $3 million and you don't want like a target on your back, just do it from other wallets. But once again, that's his decision to make. So like, I don't care either way, you know.
Pretty wild wallet here. Jelly, almost a mil. Elon, almost a mil. Jailstool, 650K. Zero Bro, 274. Like he went through streaks. Like, so Jelly, Elon, and Jailstool has been like this streak. His previous one with AI was Zero Bro, Slop, Luigi. Looks like he made a decent amount on full send overall, which is interesting considering I thought he got wrecked on this. But yeah, I mean, he's a trader essentially, and does a good job with a public wallet. You can think what you want. But yeah, we'll move on from that. Other tokens today, Popcat was listed on Coinbase along with Pengu. Popcat up on the day, Pengu is even on the day. This is a pretty big listing for Popcat. I don't think many people saw this one necessarily coming. Looking over at just Solana memes. Sorry. Fumbling around with my watch lists here. Popcat up 17% on the day, 285 million. This coin ran all the way up over $1 billion to 2 billion at its peak. Retraced a decent amount. Is this dead? I don't know. I think we've talked about this before, like ad nauseum on Popcat, like who's buying Popcat at this point. More interesting as it's newer and could potentially have like future buyers of the ecosystem is Pengu, up slightly on the day. Let me go to the Solana token that has more liquidity, not the abstract one. Are you holding any Pengu right now, Kix?
I'm not. No.
So we're looking at 600 mil. I
like your circles on this.
Yeah, well, so like we were like trying to figure out if it bottomed or not, and I was like,
but you were right on the line. I remember you drawing that other circle and it went down.
Yeah, I was like, okay, are we at the bottom here? When we were at 2 billion, because we like seemed like we bottomed out, and then it had like a little pump, and then dropped down to the next level of 1.5. Looked like it bottomed out, little pump, dropped down, and then we were talking about this on the show at like 700, 850 million. I was like, well, is this the same thing here that we're seeing again, where we think we bottomed out and then we take another leg down, a less drastic leg down in this case, but we still are lower now and at the Pico low essentially, even below launch's point at 605 million. So anyone who's bought any Pengu prior today is in the red, which is a wild thing to say.
Yeah, it's tough because I mean, like, the thing came out like in the billions, like from like day one, you know what I mean? And it's like what like Pepe went to 8 billion, you know? So it just something coming out of the gate already so high. It's tough, right? It's tough. And it's like that then like kind of downside pressure can affect psychology and stuff like that. And I just don't know. I think a lot of people, they want to catch something that they think can go from $1 billion to $1 billion from 100 million, right? A lot more than like they want to catch the trade at 2 billion that they think can go to 8 billion. Like I said it before that I think like the like $1 to $2 billion range is like a trap range for meme coins. Or just like coins in general. Like I think we'll see a lot of coins get to that range, and it's just like at that point, I think once you add that last zero and it becomes $1 billion coin, unless it's something that, you know, at that point in time, I think like utility coins and stuff like that become more bearish, just with like the structure with like pump.fun and how easy it is to launch new coins. Like I think that's what people have a desire for. They want to launch new coins. Like they want to trade on like new coins, right? You know, like look at like sports bettors, dude. Like they love like basketball, right? There's a new game every night. You know what I mean? They want to put all their money on a new game every night. They're not sitting there like, oh, let me bet on the championship. Who's going to be in the championship over and over? No, they want that new action. So I think we're just going to continue to see that effect. Like people want to trade new stuff.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that point. I'm trying to find some other tokens that like got into that range and pulled back.
Well, like Fartcoin.
Yeah, Fartcoin. Looking at SPX 6900 here, got up to 1.4. Is now kind of retraced. This one could be a candidate for that same retracement. Fog never got to 1 billion, right?
I don't think so. Popcat did.
Yeah,
Right.
Popcat did. What's Whiff doing?
Mog did.
Where's Whiff sitting right now? So weird that they have the $ in the ticker name for Whiff.
That's funny.
Yeah, so Whiff's at 600 mil now. Whiff got all the way to the
like 3 billion or 4 billion,
almost $4 billion mark.
Yeah,
that
had a double top too.
Like there may be just like a limit on meme coins that can get to that level and sustain. Like,
yeah, because a lot of people were like, "Well, Dogecoin went to whatever, right? Like last cycle." But like, yeah, when you look at last cycle, it's like that there wasn't that many different meme coins to trade, right? So there's gonna be a crowding effect then. Like now there's like 100 meme coins. You could say this is going to be the big one this cycle that is going to be the next Dogecoin, right? So when you have 100 coins that people are saying could be the next Dogecoin, I think it's a lot more likely that just the market cap of meme coins goes up, but you don't have as many individual ones that just go absolutely bananas, just because there's a factory of new ones coming out. So you want to take profits and you want to go play in the next one. I think it's just like natural human nature,
I mean, there's like a huge gap here between like 700 and a bill right now, like where there's just no man's land for meme coins. Melania at 680, and then it goes all the way up to Floki at basically 1 billion. Bonk at 1.3 billion. Trump at 3.3 billion market cap. Interesting to see what's going to happen when those unlock in a few weeks here. Also, like
it's only a few weeks to start unlocking. Wow, time's flying.
I think it's like 6 weeks or something. So maybe more than a few. One thing that kind of crossed my mind with Trump though is like a lot of people, like me included, were like, okay, this could be the meme coin of this cycle. But like, what value does this meme coin have after he's out of office? Is like zero, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, so like when you like work your way backwards from like, all right, so in 4 years it's going to be zero. People are going to start selling probably a year ahead of that to like front run that essentially. Like, is last year in office, like, why are you buying where are the buyers of a Trump meme coin in that scenario? So then you're already like back to 2028 at this point. Then like you keep working backwards. You're like, okay, well, like, are there enough catalysts between now and then to pump this coin to a crazy?
Yeah, and like who are the new buyers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who are the people that are going to like come in now and be like, oh, let's like, it already had its run. It already had like the typical kind of like meme coin run, right? So like, who are the people out there that have not heard of the Trump coin or not gotten into the Trump coin that are going to be like, oh, wow, like Trump coin, like is the play, right? Is this just another of what we just talked about? Another of a lot of meme coins you can buy out there, right? My golf buddy, like he's not like, hey, dude, do you think Trump's a good long here? He's like, I'm in Jailstool, man. You think this thing still has legs? You know what I mean? Like people want the new stuff. Now, having said that, can like the Trump coin like go on a run? Yeah. Like I'm not saying that, but just once again, like if you're a meme coiner, do you want to be longing the $3 billion market cap coin, right? Or do you want to be longing the $3 million market cap coin, right? It's just, I don't know. Ebrink says there's a possibility of a black swan event from Trump coin assassination. Yeah. I guess
that's your exit if that happens. That's your exit liquidity, because I think it would pump on the back of that briefly. And then,
oh my God.
Bitcoin, ticker Bitcoin from 100 mil to 1 bill, literally the only meme left. Yeah, I don't know about that there, discourse. Some other
one back in the day. I think the disconnect there is that there was a group of coins that were very popular for people like in crypto, like terminally online, right? So that was like Pepe, that was like Mog, that was like Harry Obama, Sonic, Inu, right? But where we're at in the meme coin cycle now, like I don't know how much of those coins have relevance in this new paradigm that like Pump Fund has created, And that's like the difference. Like I keep talking about my golfing buddy, but I think he's like a very good kind of like indicator of just where like the quote unquote like new money that wants to come in and trade meme coins, right? Like, and they're not, their mentality isn't like, let me go research like old meme coins, right? That could like make a run, right? Like their mentality is like, what are the new things coming across my trending dashboard? Right.
What can I jump in right away where I think I have the edge where I can make a large amount of money immediately?
Exactly. Yeah. Like he's looking to run like a 3K bet up to 20K and then sell out and be ecstatic. Right. He's not like researching old things. Now, having said that, he did buy Doge. And I think that's the thing is like, right. Like you either like, it's kind of like the bell curve, right? Like you're either want to be in this, all of this new stuff, trading these new narratives and trends coming out. Right. But like for a retail normie, if they go to the other side of the curve, they'll be like, I'll just buy Dogecoin. Like that's the coin, the meme coin. Right.
Exactly. Like that's the flight to like quote unquote, like safety.
And like Discord says, whenever everyone says the meme is dead, it pumps within months. It could. Once again, like Ray and I aren't sitting here being like, we are the arbiters of the future, and these are what are going to work and what aren't going to work.
I mean, I break all news, past, present, and future. So I'm arbiting that Bitcoin is dead. Flip it. Yeah. Send it back to the when you go to $1 billion. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
right, so,
yeah. Discourse for sure. Like, I mean, when a coin pulls back 90%, if you have conviction in it, like that's the time to buy, right? And I mean, one thing that you do know about like stuff like Bitcoin and SPX 9000, they have like a very, 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 very loyal community, right? Where there's going to be a certain percentage of coins that are just not going to capitulate at the bottom, right? And therefore, you can definitely get runs off of those. Not saying that's not possible.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the Murad number for that was, or his metric. It wasn't full portedness. It was like, was it diamond hands plus portedness or something? It's like, these people have all their money in here and aren't selling. It was like some weird numbers.
Yeah.
And like a lot of this,
he actually likes like less holders holding a lot, right?
These people.
Rex57 says, I think Brownie is CZ's dog. It's ripping hard.
It's going down. Unless there's like a new one out. The one that I bought is like basically back to my buy point.
But you're on the Sol one, right?
Yeah, unless a new one got released, we can take a look here.
Is there one over on BNB?
Let's take a look at BNB. Volume. So the Brownie one, 84 mil. So like if this is correct, I feel like the Sol one runs too. But
yeah, so up 100% in an hour. Not bad.
Yeah, so it's like
Brownie on BSC on MEXC.
Yeah, Brownie BNB trade on Pancake Swap for this one. Yeah, created yesterday. I was actually in the trenches on BNB yesterday. I got rugged on another Clio coin that had some early action. But yeah, I mean, this is like, I mean, if the market's telling us something here, this started running when CZ tweeted and has continued to like increase in volume up till now. So if people know something, this bodes well for it potentially being the name. Also not sharing the right screen. Yeah, so here's the chart on Brownie, launched yesterday.
Well, didn't he say the name of the dog? Wasn't it like a Belgian something?
A Malinois or something.
Yeah.
This is the dog like type. So people were looking in past posts of Binance.
That's like an attack dog, dude. That's like a German Shepherd.
Yeah, it basically looks like a German Shepherd. So like the Perry and Clio names came from there because Binance is like, here are the lesser known employees of Binance, and it was like, here's Clio, and it was like, okay, that could be a Malinois or a Malinois or whatever. And people were like, okay, and then the Perry was another one. But Brownie started running yesterday. Interesting. So if we do see a Brownie on Sol, that'd be one I'm watching for outside of the one I hold, because we know how fickle the markets could be. Like a new one could launch and just PvP this one to death. This one peaked at 2 mil. Well, we've been talking. I bought at 800K. So basically break even now. Could have had a little bit more than a 2x on that. So watching for that today for sure. Quick hitters today to go over before we wrap. Franklin Templeton, investment firm, they tokenized their FOBXX money market fund on Solana. So we have some.
I couldn't find that ticker. I was curious to see what the market cap was at.
FOBXX. Money market fund. So like, is this just one that's going to like provide yield essentially?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was just curious. Like, I thought that like because they have like what $1 trillion in assets. I was like, what did this come out at?
99.5% of its total assets in U.S. government securities, cash, and purchase agreements collateralized fully by U.S. government securities. So it's like bonds, right? Essentially.
Gotcha. So it's more real world asset stuff. But like what I realized, like when I went into some of this real world asset stuff, is it's not like these things are like tradable on dexes. If that
Interesting.
makes sense. There's some are, but like Ondo Finance, right? Like for example, like I think you have to go in and you have to like KYC with them and da 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 da. And not saying that like I'm not willing to KYC to like buy a bond, right? But like if I want to just buy a bond, I could do it in my E-Trade account, right? So I just thought it was interesting because I was like, oh wow, like imagine if you could just like buy Apple stock, right? Like on Uniswap, if you could just like swap and buy Apple stock, like there's actually some interesting applications there. But like I don't think they like let you do that because I think just with like regulations, you can't just like anonymously own Apple stock. Like they want to know who you are.
Right. Just like do like a hostile takeover by owning.
Yeah, exactly. On-chain hostile takeover of Apple.
Apple DAO.
Yeah.
You know, the degens would be all about like,
yeah, exactly.
Just like rolling in Apple stock prices like billions. I see Brett in the crowd. Congrats, Brett, on the big mega ETH launch. Congratulations. 5,000 fluffles. We talked about that earlier. Big shout out to your squad for all the success there. More quick hitters. Phantom Wallet went down yesterday for 34 minutes. I didn't notice. FBI unsealed court documents related to a $15 million crypto kidnapping. 6 suspects were charged with kidnapping a family of 3 and their nanny. Documents released regarding this. In less scary news, Sam Spratt, we talked about him yesterday. His one-of-one artwork, X. Masquerade, that dealt with this whole masquerade event, sold for $3 million. Conbas is the lucky purchaser here. Here's the art. We're showing it on screen. $3 million for a one-of-one Sam Spratt. That's one of the bigger sales we've seen recently.
It's like Nifty Gateway. Nifty Gateway levels 101s.
Yep. We saw Azuki announce a trading card game coming this year.
That's pretty cool.
They have a new Twitter account that announced it. We saw Binance list the base B3 token for perps trading. Maybe a little shot at the day one listing for the B3 token with the Binance perps curse. MoonPay teased a major announcement coming later today. So take a look at MoonPay. Something big could be coming. Is this a partnership? What's going on? Major announcement, little announcement of an announcement. We love to talk about those. That wraps it up for quick hitters of the day that we missed in the news kicks. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No, man, I good show today. I had fun just kind of bouncing around and covering some different things. I think like I still feel the same that like I feel with the market. Just holding on to cash. I'm not trying to be fully in the market. I'm still holding the majors, still holding some alts that I believe in, but I think it's a good position to have cash. Where if we do go down to the downside more, you have some opportunities to get some juicy prices. And if you miss some upside, I mean, like I think we would all be quite happy if things start ripping to the upside, you know what I mean? And being like, cool, I can jump in and buy some alts. Also, my dad look at Cleo sending, huh?
It's not the one I own.
That's just
Cleo,
an up only.
Cleo on BNB. Sorry, in the last 5 minutes, this one is absolutely sent as well. Up to 20 million from 4 million as of like 10 minutes ago. So I don't know if he released the dog's name.
5x in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the dream, dude. That's the dream right there.
Multiple brownie tickers are sending as well on BNB.
People hedging their bets, man. He said, we'll post dog in 3 hours, 8 p.m.-ish Dubai time. So maybe they're kind of loading up on anticipation of that.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 p.m. 11 a.m. Eastern time.
So my dad, he's never been in stocks his whole life. It sounds kind of crazy. But he's only really done real estate just because I don't know, that's been his thing. And he hit me up over the weekend. He's like, hey man, I think Trump's going to be, pretty good for the economy over the next 4 years. Should I start buying some stocks now? And I was like, oh gosh, that's a scary signal right there.
Well, my dad's asking me like, what should he buy, Bitcoin or Ethereum? I'm like, I don't know, neither.
It's hard, dude. It's really hard because it's like, if you're right, it's okay. But if you're wrong, it's like worse than it doesn't offset like the being right. You know what I mean? Like them just getting like torched is like not super
great.
fun. Yeah.
Nope, not at all. Yeah, so I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this Binance stuff. See if CZ is tweeted out. See what's going on there. Before we wrap that, I want to give one more shout out to Gemini, one of our favorite partners. We saw all the issues with Solana on other exchanges, and we said, you know what, we got to jump into an exchange that's going to be fighting for Solana, and that is Gemini. And we use Gemini ourselves and have for a long time. If you want to earn $20, you can sign up right now using one of our partner links after you trade $100. If you want to get a little bit of bonk, you can go to gemini.com/partners/easy. He's talked about potentially giving away a Bodoggo to somebody who uses his RevLink and shares that information. So you might even be able to win a little Bodoggo there. If you want to earn Bitcoin, you can go to /PO. If you want to earn Solana, you can go to /ChooseRich. You can also enter their respective codes in when you sign up. If you don't go to these links, if you can't find them, Easy20, PO20, or just choose Rich. Use Gemini. It's safe. It's secure. They back all of their assets one-to-one with the actual crypto assets. They custody funds for asset managers, for ETFs. So you know you're dealing with the best. Thank you all for listening today. It's been a great show. Kicks, thanks for joining me on a Thursday. We'll have another fun round of this tomorrow.
Friday.
Wait.
Friday fun day.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun on Friday. We're going to get a little silly. We're going to get a little silly tomorrow.
Let's get silly.
I'm feeling we're going to have some fun. Thank you all for listening today. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms. Catch us on Spotify, Apple. Watch us back on YouTube. See what we're talking about in real time. See you, everybody. Have a nice Thursday.
Happy Thursday.